Hi, this is Bilal from Speckle. In this video, I'm going to show you how to relate your data coming from an external data source, in this case Excel, with your Revit data. This is especially useful because not always all the data we have lives inside the BIM model, and most of the time they actually live inside Excel tables. So we need to somehow create a connection and a relationship between the two data sources so we have more powerful and meaningful dashboards in Power BI. So in this video, we're going to create this dashboard that is actually the combination of Revit data and Excel data, right? So let me further explain the scenario we have. So as you know, this is the Autodesk new sample model. And what I did is I sent the rooms data from this model. And then I also have another Excel table in which I have the finish information for every room. By the way, this Excel table doesn't have to be per element. You can have only the room names and some corresponding values or anything. So the relationship we're going to create is not object-based, but rather value-based, right? So in this case, every row in my Excel table corresponds to a room element, and then we can see its floor finish, base finish, wall finish, and ceiling finish information with their corresponding finish codes, right? So this information does not exist in BIM model. That's the important part. And I somehow want to see that information in my Excel dashboard relating to the original 3D model. So when I select an element in one of the dashboards, right, I can see the corresponding information as well as with relation to other visuals in my chart. So without further ado, let's get started. So I already received the Revit data and created dashboards like this, which is basically, this is the 3D viewer visual. And then I have a card that shows the total area in my model, which I extracted from the received rooms data. I already created a separate video on how to extract parameters from received Revit data. There will be a pop-up in the top right corner of this video. Go there, watch it, and you'll have the basic understanding, and it's not actually that hard, right? And then I also have a slicer that filters this model per level, right? Like so. And let's actually color this visual by maybe levels so we can see that, like so. Right, and then I also have another table per room element. We can see their numbers, names, and sum of area. And then I'm also using this text filter custom visual that I added from the marketplace of Power BI. You can do so. The power of this is you can simply search for a text, right? And then that will filter the elements that contains this text. In this case, these are all the offices, right? So let's remove that. And then I also added a Q&A feature, which allows me to ask questions to my dashboards. We can ask the total area, even though we have another visual that shows that this is more interactive. So let's relate and import this Excel data into Power BI first. So I'll close this. And in Power BI, I'll simply click on Excel Workbook. And then from here, I will select my Excel table and click on Open. And this will open the Excel table. And from this dialog, we can select what we want to import. In this case, I will import, my Excel table only contains one sheet. So I'll select that and click on Load. And here we have it. So the room finish schedule with its columns right here. So now these two data sources, they are both inside Power BI, but they don't have any relationship. We need to define a relationship between the two. So let's switch to model view. And from this, we can see how different data sources relate to each other. In this case, this rooms is the Speckle data, and then room finish schedule is the Excel data. And I want to create a relationship per room number. In my case, that's the unique value, right? So I'll simply drag the number into the number column, which will define a relationship between the two tables by their room numbers. And this is an active relationship, and it works both ways. Perfect. That was actually pretty much it, right? So now I can switch back to report view, and maybe let's add a stacked clustered column chart. I'll click on this, and then the x-axis will be my floor finishes, and y-axis will be the room area. So we can see the distribution of room area per finish, right? Per floor finish. So let's actually quickly copy and paste this one more time. And let's actually do it something like this. Control C, Control V. And then switch the floor finish with ceiling finish. And for this one, I'll do wall finish. And finally, base finish, right? So now this data is actually interactive. So when I highlight elements here, right, BF5 for base finish, those rooms that have the base finish BF5 also get isolated in my visual, right? Same is true for the other way around. So we can maybe filter by level, right? I can say maybe filter level ones from here, right? And we can see which finish elements are used and their total square meters, right? And lastly, we can also color our elements by the finish information. Let's quickly do that. So I'll remove the level from color by, and instead I will add let's do floor finish first. And then I will also add this as a tooltip data. So when we select an item, we can see its floor finish, right? I will select this, and then I can see this is FF5, and this is orange. So when I select another orange one, I can see this one is also FF5, right? So they are colored per floor finish. So this is it. As I said, this workflow is not limited to per element relationships. You can define any relationship you want using Excel or any other data source with your Speckle data in Power BI. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did so, give this a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. If you have any issues, don't forget to ask at our forum, speckle.community. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.